Murtadat from Bangalore to say few words. But before that, here is his bio. Rajiv Murtadat is a former corporate executive who is also a writer and poet. Rajiv retired from Hyundai Motor India Limited from the position of AGM and is presently engaged in his twin passions of corporate training and writing articles poetry. He writes 3 blogs containing prose and poetry. His book in prose, Straight from the Heart, Thoughts and Experience of an HR Professional, was published in June 2015 by cyberweek.net. His book, Corporate Poems Straight and Simple, has been published on Kindle in December 2019. An interview featuring him has been included in the reputed publication 21st Century Critical Thought, a dialogue with postmodern voices. Rajiv's poems have been published in a number of national and international anthologies. And Rajiv, he writes in Hindi also, and he is a good singer. He sings of Mohammad Rafi's song. So over to you, Rajiv ji. Unmute, please. Unmute.
Sorry, warm greetings to the founder president, Dr. Kumud Balaji, our chief guest, Dr. Perugu Ramakrishna Garu, and guest of honor, poet Ganga Bhavani Ravu Garu. So it is my great pleasure to be here with amidst friends this afternoon. You know, this takes me back to some time. The year 1987, I was attending a training program. Just now, madam was telling that, you know, I am basically from the corporate. There is some kind of a disconnect. That I am here. Yeah. But over the years, I've been here. Now I feel I'm a part of the poet fraternity. But this was in 1987, and a training program was going on. And the trainer was asking, how many people amongst you would like to learn French? Raise your hands. So some 5 hands went up. And she was surprised. She said, why? Why? She wanted to teach some training example. Because the next question was, next month we are taking people to France. म्यूट कर लीजिए. So the next question was, next month we are taking all of you to France. Now, how many people would like to learn French? So all the hands went up. Actually, she wanted to show that adults learn only when there is some use. If there is only some use is that adults will learn. So out of that 5 people, that one fool was me. You know, even without having any reason, I wanted to learn languages because I love languages. So that is why when I see a place like Kavya Kaumudy, for a person like me, Kavya Kaumudy is like you know, a haven. It's like what do you call it? What exactly is the word I had in mind was the divine safe place where you get all encouragement, support, and nurturing.
Garden of poesy.
So it's like, you know, see, whenever I'm basically from the south, so a lot of our languages are similar. So even when I come and listen here, I can mostly, comparatively, Telugu I was knowing less. But these days I'm trying to learn Telugu. I try to watch some Telugu movies and that sort of thing.
Most welcome.
Yeah. And then similarly, all other languages of our country have got Sanskrit. So basically I've got a lot of Sanskrit. So I'm able to understand quite a bit of our other languages, especially Hindi and even if you don't understand, say, Odia or Bengali and all that, the beautiful rhyme, the way they recite it, I think especially I find these Eastern languages are very melodious. So you can just listen to them, even if you don't understand 100%, and you feel so very good. So that is why, you know, I find Kavya Kaumudi is doing a big service to all of us. A lot of people already mentioned how we are coming together, and it's also giving us a lot of happiness. So I'm very, very happy to be here this afternoon to talk with you. You know, these days, a lot of discussions going on about poetry. Somehow we have been here to become poets, but a lot of discussion is going on. What is poetry? Are these people really poets? Why are they writing? I think, to my mind, we are troubling ourselves too much. We are raising our blood pressure too much because today we have social media. Social media, a lot of people are writing. So why do we worry? If they are not good, they themselves will fall away. But if they are good, there may be some gems here and there. Na?
Yes.
And see, like here, we are getting so much of nurturing, so much of love. Even in Facebook groups and all that, a lot of people get support. They get nurturing. Out of people who don't write, they also learn, they come up. The other day I saw a group, they have put up a challenge for singing. Now if you put a challenge for singing, there were 10 people are singing. It's true that 7 of them may not be singing okay. But because we are friends, we'll say good, wonderful and all. But out of that 7, out of the 10, there are 3 people who are really good. They would never have been noticed. Because we will always think, we will compare with the standards of Mohammed Rafi, Kishore Kumar, Mukesh, and you say nobody else is there. So I think we should not be worried. No, they will come. And even if they're good only, they're going to come. So why we worry about that? Because, you know, now we have a Rohini Banerjee. So I would like to say, you know, there is this poet called Kabiratna, Lok Kabiratna Haldar Nag. He was actually a third-class dropout. If we follow all our strict rules, we may say, no, you can't even come. You can't even come. This is our strict territory, and we are keeping it as a fort. You can't even enter. And today, he is being appreciated all over the world. People are doing research on his work. And he's from a village. He just comes out from it. So
You got Padma Shri also.
yes, he got Padma Shri. You're right. Similarly, we have poets like Sukumaran Shaligata. The other day, you know, I was listening to him in even Malayalam we had come. He is basically from the forest. And he writes his poetry. As a part of the poetry, he also uses sounds and all that. That's also become part of poetry. He said, oh, and he'll say some words. No, it's all a part of poetry. So I think it's not fair for us to decide like this, especially because most of our poetry, this thing has come from the English literature. So we are taking English literature as the be all and the end all of everything. How can we say that? The poetry has been the Sumerian poetry first started somewhere in Sumeria, some very long, even all our epics and all were written in poetry. So perhaps, you know, poetry came first, then prose. Because people were singing, you know, we talk about sounds, we are talking about classical music, we're talking about classical dance. There are people, our folk music. It came from ordinary people, they were doing the harvesting, they were singing. So somewhere we have to be a little more open. This is my personal opinion, that we have to be open. There may be, even if, you know, somebody is not good, they will go away. The gems we will not miss out, and we should not miss out. So, to my mind, the purpose of poetry is that, you know, we should have a link. We should touch a chord. If I write something, if it touches a chord in your heart, and if some people are there, that is it. All other things are fine, we can say, but at the end of the day, we use rhyme, we don't use rhyme, we write prosaic poetry, we do this. But if it is touching a chord in the minds of people, sometimes we may not even know, we may die and go away. And some guy somewhere in another century will go back and say, hey, I am able to, you know, relate to this thing. And that's poetry. Even in cinema, we have seen somebody like Guru Dutt. During his lifetime, we did not understand that, you know, the capability of his film. Kagas Ke Phool was a flop. Because of that, you know, he was depressed and finally he died. Today we are thinking that it's a classic. So, this is my personal view on this. I thought I should share that. So, as far as writing poetry is concerned, I enjoy the poetry of my fellow writers. You know, a lot of eminent people are there. When I see this group here today, they are friends, but they are all eminent poets. And I enjoy listening to them. There's some people, they write on nature, they write on romance, because these are the basic things from where poetry actually bloomed. I personally, I tend to write on whatever happens around us. Whatever is happening around us. Suppose there's some socially we are troubled and all that, I tend to write on that. I also like to write on something to, some insights into our own life, how we can make our life better. And sometimes I write a little bit of spiritual poetry. So with all that, now I just recite my poetry. So my poetry is called Denial. Denial merely evades a problem. If you say if some problem is there, no, keep on saying, it only evades a problem. It's still there, hardly solved. Denial merely deferred action, codes procrastination. Some fool themselves for years, while others live the life for a lifetime. Denial of an alcoholic problem, of being overweight, or not knowing something, or of having marital issues, only steal the opportunity to face, confront, respond to the problem. Denying, getting angry, shooting the messenger, seeing well-wishers as enemies, etc. takes one nowhere. Talibana Bushdeep, kindly mute. So, denying, getting angry, shooting the messenger, seeing well-wishers as enemies, etc. takes us nowhere. Acceptance is the key. The first step that makes possible introspection, action, and possible solutions. Thank you, friends. I'm really humbled that each time, our Kumbhaji gives me an opportunity like this. I don't see myself, and I really feel humbled. Why do I still take it up? Because I feel that, like Shakespeare said, honor and disgrace from no situation arise. Play your part well, and therein lies all honor. So that is why all your eminent people, I still take it up.
Thank you so much, Rajiv, and for your
Thank you.
and very nice poem also, Rajiv. Very nice poem. Thank you so much.